My name is Brizendine, and I've been with MCSO for a little over 2 years, and I am currently assigned as a DSA in District 3. And DSA is short for Deputy Service Aide. The purpose of our role is to take the call load off of our deputies. We take more of the Priority 2, Priority 3 calls so that our deputies are available for their Priority 1 calls. We will respond to criminal damage properties, thefts, burglaries, crashes, vehicles that are left abandoned on the side of the road. We will go and check those out, as well as complaints from our community about parking, and do interviews with some suspects and some victims. You know, there is really no typical day. It's not like an office job. You know, we'll come in after we punch in. We'll go sit with our squad at our briefing, and we'll get our information about what's going on in our district, any concerns that the night guys have had, because I work days. And then from that point on, we'll go out, inspect our vehicles, and then start looking at calls for service for the day. And then at the end of the day, we'll come back, finish up our reports, and be done for the day. I think the age limit is 18. You have to be 18 years old to apply. And the preferred qualification is we like to find people who have previous law enforcement experience, but that's not necessarily a requirement. This is kind of a position where we look at individuals and think that if they're trying to move up in the field to hopefully become a deputy, we kind of use this as a way to step up into that position. The DSAs do go through a special academy. It is 6 weeks long, where we'll learn different aspects of law, the proper ways to position vehicles when we go investigations. We will do training on our tasers, as well as self-defense tactics, just in case we encounter someone who wants to do us harm. It is just used to be for protection for ourselves, so we can disengage and get someplace safe. And some of the things we cover in those classes, as well as first aid, CPR, all those a lot of the same things that our deputies learn, just without the firearms and that kind of training. So stuff that's just specific for our duties and the policies for the department. Previous to being employed here, I worked for an agency back in the Midwest for 27.5 years. And I wasn't quite ready to give up this environment. I felt like I still had things to contribute to law enforcement in the community. And so when I moved down here, these are positions that we didn't have back in the Midwest. So it was an interesting fit for my previous experience. And Maricopa County Sheriff's Office has a good reputation, and it serves the outlying community, so it was a good fit for me to come here. The biggest difference between a Deputy Service Aide and a sworn deputy is that we don't have arrest powers, and we don't carry firearms. So that's the biggest difference. We don't go to calls that are in progress, so we don't intervene in situations like that. So that's the biggest difference. The biggest challenge that we face is that we drive a fully marked patrol car like the rest of our deputies do. And so we have citizens come up to us and ask us to help them or give them aid. And sometimes we're not able to do that because we're not qualified to do that, and we'll call a deputy for that intervention. I enjoy helping the people. I've done it for so long. When I go to calls for service, especially out here in District 3, we deal with mostly senior citizens. And the deputies don't always have enough time to spend talking with individuals, and these senior citizens tend to take a lot of talking to and comforting when they've been a victim of a crime, whether it's a crash or a fraud and con where they've been victimized out of $20,000, $30,000. So we can kind of spend time with them and educate them and kind of talk to them and kind of reassure them that we're going to do everything we can to make sure that everything is good with them.